What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Petty, and this one is for my Reddit people. If any of y'all have ever spent any amount of time on this game's Reddit, you know, like half the community is here just to take pretty pictures of themselves. And you know what? I'm here for that too. I can't lie. This makes my job for trying to make thumbnails and everything so much easier. It's just beautiful. And the more and more I've played with it, the more I realize, like, oh, there's actually a little bit here that they don't really, like, tell you, like, okay, here's all the controls and everything. So, we're just going to kind of do a little guide on how to take some bomb pictures, and hopefully, you know, you guys are able to make something cool. If you know, watch this guide, pick up some new tricks, take a really pretty picture, tag me on Reddit. I have Reddit. I post all my stuff to Reddit and everything, so, you know, at me, dog. I want to see your pretty pictures. Alright, so step one to getting your pretty picture is you got to pick your place. There's a lot of different things that you can do to, you know, make a certain place look more interesting. You can change the time of day, the weather, all that kind of fun stuff. And you know what, we'll probably go take a picture somewhere else after this just to kind of show, but this is, you know, a great room in my opinion to take some pretty pictures. And kind of, so, a couple of things here. When you click the little camera up here on the side, there's not too much you can do in terms of changing certain angles. You can rotate the camera around in a couple of places, and there's a certain, you know, couple of little tricks that you can get. But you kind of want to have to, like, plan out how you want to set everything before you go in on a rough, like, scale. So want a good line of that stuff. See if we can get me turned around. I'll get a little bit more under it. You gotta be super right about your pretty pictures. I'm actually off a little bit. I want to get in front of this light here. Alright. I'm kind of a fan of that. So this is phase one. Let's get into it. So from here, if you know, move around the sides, you can rotate. So pretend that your thing is here and you can, you know, either hold down and spin it, or if you're playing on BlueStacks, you can use your directional keys and it'll let you slide around a little bit. I like that angle. That's a good angle. Good place to start, I mean. So when you go into panoramic from standard up here in the top corner, your directionals now can, like, slide your person around. So you can go from being the very middle of the screen and being kind of, you know, in focus that way, to kind of placing yourself around in a little bit, you know, different sides. I have no background in graphics design, by the way, so I don't know all the terms that all of you very educated, wonderful, amazing, intelligent people are probably sitting there like, oh my god, he's just trying to explain, like, the basic things and he has no idea what he's saying. I know I don't know, I'm sorry. But, like, you can, as you're, you know, moving this around, can kind of get a sense of, like, okay, does this feel like a balanced shot? Not particularly. See if we can move him over a little bit. I actually want to go a little bit lower. See if we can slide in a little more. I kind of, that feels about right. That feels like a thumbnail, because now I have all the space over here to write my words. I'm not, you know, just showing you guys my entire process at all. No. Alright, so once you have your general idea of, like, where you want to be and everything, I recommend you come in here and, you know, turn off the NPCs, turn off your name. You want yourself a nice clean shot, you know what I mean? So these are, you know, relatively basic settings under the cogwheel over here. If we go over to here, we can get into weather, and I don't think nothing will change in the principal's office. Maybe the daytime or nighttime back here will turn into day outside. Yeah, so you can make this a much lighter shot by controlling the times and everything. That comes into big play when you're doing, like, outside shots and everything, because, you know, either dawn or dusk can do interesting things with the light. So, but we like the prominence of the blue and everything here, so we're gonna keep it middle of the night. That looks real nice for what we're going for right now. So you can go through and do some different animations and everything. And one of the biggest things that I think people might miss in this is the ability to pause and play. There's a little bar down here, and you can choose what motion you want them to have. Obviously, I don't want my person to look sick. So, we're not planning on using any of these. But we got some fun settings over here. Vignette will just kind of darken the corners more. So like if you had more things in center mass, it would bring more focus to them by just kind of very lightly dulling the outsides. I don't super need that, but I do like a little bit of the darkness and the shadows that it adds to it. So we'll turn it on, just a little bit. Some of these settings are much more noticeable than others. See if we turn up flowing lights, you see how much brighter that gets. So again, you just want to find you a balance for your pretty picture. Yeah, there we go. So movie HDR on makes flowing lights absolutely ridiculous. I am now Spotlight Boy instead of Ghost Boy. You see what I mean? But I do kind of like, the face being obscured a little bit. Them bright lights. It's kind of pretty. Kind of messing with it. Alright, so there's the arrow. Another thing that people might miss is under this you can get into filters. I have a lot of fun with these. This is usually the last thing that I'll go and do. I'll kind of balancing everything else that I like. See, I like this. This tones it down while still having this be an incredible contrast to the subject of the picture. So clicking around in here you can find some, interesting things. And they actually have a really good number of them. So depending on how you're setting up your shots with what kind of colors, this gives you good bit of flexibility. So I think our favorite was that one. Though I do like how this kind of makes it a little bit more solid, if that makes any more sense. I do enjoy that one. That's a little obnoxious. And if that's your thing, if you like the super obnoxious ones, hey, you do you, boo. At me at those too. I love that obnoxious diffs. Love whatever you try and make, boo. Alright, so it's Underworld. Yeah. Yeah, we like that, boy. So, all in all, it's a pretty fun system. You can also do other things like, have certain allies that you're friends with stand in the pictures with you. It doesn't have there's sometimes issues with this and them not showing up and everything. I don't have depends on how wide your shot is and how you set up the first angle and everything. If you're planning on using them, I would recommend bringing them out at the beginning and then start trying to pick your angles and how you want to do this shot. But I'm a bit of a narcissist, so we ain't here for any of them. This is for me. They have okay emotes. I tend to maybe look for a certain pose in them that I like. That's super dramatic and silly. Part of me just loved that one. But it's not, if we were doing that, we would, we would pause him at, hold on, where was that one again? So we would pause him here at that, and then we would try to go back to this and start trying to rebalance him, you know what I mean? And move things around. Oops, so yeah, I was about to say, probably off more than I'm meant to be. And then I think you just let it finish playing, and then then you'll go back to your normal stance. So if you happen to be someone interested in making content, or you do make content, this part right here, I have a couple tips for. So you would think like, oh, let me go ahead and just take the pictures. Well, if you have all your hotkeys set up and everything, they're going to be visible. You can see them on my screen now. So make sure to go in here. Let me drag this over so you can see what screen we're looking at. You would want to export all of your settings. I already have mine all exported. Clear this out so you have the nice fresh image. Make sure you hit save so all them changes are saved. Close that back out. Make this full screen again. Open snipping tools if you're slick about it. Oops, see, look, that's part of my last thumbnail. You can see right behind the screen. All right. And that's how I take pretty pictures. And then turn those into thumbnails. So, I kind of wanted to do this just because the more and more time I spend on Reddit looking for like, oh, things that, you know, people really are looking for information on, I'm just seeing a lot of pictures. So, you know what? We're gonna talk about some pictures. Let me know if you guys have any tips or any things that you saw me miss that you think might, you know, help me make some pretty pictures, because if you help me make pretty pictures, I make better thumbnails, which brings more people, which makes me able to make more and better content. So, you know, help me, I help you, I make some stuff for you. I love you a whole lot. Alright, guys. Let me find the record button so it ends real smooth like. Alright. I appreciate y'all's faces. Let me know if you have any questions about taking photos and everything like that. And yeah, this is just a fun, cute little part of the game that is really popular. So just wanted to throw you all a bone. And if any of you are getting into this and, you know, learned a thing or two, you're welcome. I appreciate you stopping by today. I find that more important than my silly little guide. Thank you. Alright, guys. Keep an eye out. I'm probably going to do a regular guide tomorrow, and then probably do a another video for new players, or you know, why people should give this game a chance if they've been seeing the ads for it and haven't pulled the trigger. So keep an eye out for that. I appreciate your faces. You're going to have to catch your boy in the next one, because he's out of here. Deuces.